So the trend continues. Unfortunately for our beautiful boys over at the GameStop, the stores are closing. I think it's up to 700 now just this year. And there's not that many left. You close 700 to 900 a year, that's 4 years and it's over. Now, that's probably actually a good move. And I hate it for the people that work there. Now, to be fair, if you're there right now, you're probably a masochist. But other than that, but it looks like to me they're going to go all online. And as you probably know by now, they went all in on the Bitcoin, all in on cryptocurrency. They did try to do that with NFTs and they blew about $100 million and caught it on fire. That didn't really work out, but they're closing stores. And that's probably the only way out to even remotely be a profitable company now for long term, online only. Still dealing in physical. I don't know. I like to deal in the physical every now and then, as a red-blooded American. But as far as gaming goes, I hate to admit that those days are done in mass. I like physical games, man. But a lot to talk about. Like this, share this. Let's get on it, doggone it. This says obligatory promotion to guest post. My 2 weeks are up. I handed in my keys today, so I'll be leaving this sub. This was 7 years of my life. But it's time to move on, and staying here will hinder that. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you don't let this company eat you alive, because it will if you let it. Corporate has no problem using you for everything it can and then discarding you. If I can give you the best possible example of a company squeezing you like a wet towel until every delicious drop is coming down your glistening chest and abs, it's GameStop for sure. They take advantage of your ass. They promise you the stars and they give you the dirt. I just made that up. No, definitely not a place you'd like to be. And a lot of people are getting on it, doggone it. They're closing the hell out of the stores. And we're going to get into that in a second. So make sure you stay for that. It's going to be wild, dude. This one says laid off, but GameStop is telling DEO, I quit. Uh-oh. We're in a sticky situation. You know what this is? This is avoiding paying unemployment. It says, so I worked 2 locations at GameStop, with one being my main store and the second being my sister store. Third location closed. Then my manager was given a second location, which was on its last leg. No surprise. It closed with the big wave of closures. My manager had said there would be less hours because of this. Then one day, I got a call from my manager, and she said she just didn't have the payroll to keep everyone on since the other store closed, and she had to let me go. But she would put me down as rehireable in the case that something came up. Now, this is a termination. And as you know, in most states, a termination without any cause, you qualify for unemployment. But unfortunately, when you are terminated, a lot of the times, and I've seen this as a store manager, district manager in multiple companies, almost every single time, they will list you as quitting so they don't have to, be in charge of setting up any kind of unemployment. I remember they would fight tooth and nail at Walmart to not give you unemployment. They would do it so bad that they would just say you quit, and then we would have a conference call with the store manager and me and the employee and the unemployment agent. And they would immediately approve the unemployment because the regional director could not tell a reason why they fired the person. Now I'm job hunting and applied for unemployment so I don't end up homeless in the meantime. But I haven't received a penny because there's a pending issue. Here we go. I found out today that GameStop's claiming I quit, and that's why I haven't gotten unemployment for 3 weeks. Has anyone else had this happen? Oh my God. Dude, I saw this with every single employee that went through, especially under Egg. Egg would just take people out of the system and not say anything all the time. This person right here says you should challenge it and get a hearing depending on the state. Yep, and you will win that hearing, by the way. I've actually been on conference calls with employees and the unemployment agent and the regional director, and they almost always win if they can't give you an actual reason. They'll try to get one, though. They will. GameStop loves fighting unemployment. They fought almost all my coworkers when my store closed. Yep. It's funny how these people repeat the exact same sentiment. It's crazy to me. It's the same exact sentiment that I experienced before. It says right here, looks like the closures that they announced in the last few days are happening relatively quickly. I hate it for the folks working. I've got a bad feeling there'll be at least another 400 stores, maybe even more in June and July. It would be actually pretty crazy if it eclipsed the 1,000 mark. That would be the first time in a long time. More Dane says the expectations that were initially set at the beginning of the year, those mass closures, were 400, and they happened fast within a month. It stands to reason that the new list is predetermined and probably has been made for some time now regarding profitability, proximity to other stores, and expiration of lease agreements. This is a big one. Lease agreements is a big one. Okay. Very, very important stuff here. It says, as it stands, GameStop has switched to GTA 6 to help bolster their year in 2025. But just one game, one game or one thing is not really going to bolster your entire year. We may not be fans of the new era of gaming, but it has put a significant dent in GameStop's business model. The time to pivot was ages ago. I said this 10 years ago. You see things involving TCG and other initiatives like Retro. Those can keep GameStop alive, and I truly hope they do alongside some better changes for employees working here. But in reality, the footprint's just too large. My local area has 7 GameStops within 20 minutes. It's just not sustainable. Yeah, the best thing they can possibly do is close 90% of them. 95 probably. So here's the big kicker. It says GameStop's closing a significant number of stores and will invest heavily in Bitcoin. It says after GameStop closed a quarter of its locations in the past year, shuttering 1,000 stores across the world, the company said it's not close to done. And as the struggling company closes stores, it will invest cash in cryptocurrencies. GameStop's closed hundreds of stores over the past several years because it struggled to adapt to customers' changing habits of buying games online. The company was also the center of the meme stock craze in 2021, which briefly boosted its stock. And by briefly, they are very underselling that. GameStop joins a number of other well-known retailers closing stores or completely disappearing, including Joann's, which there's one closing beside the gym. Forever 21. What? Not Forever 21. As part of GameStop's pivot from retail, the company also said it's getting into Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset, announcing that a portion of our cash or future debt and equity issuances might be invested in digital currency. The pivot to Bitcoin is really a defensive against irrelevance. That's an odd thing. It's basically saying the strategy isn't retail, but to act as some kind of cryptocurrency investment vehicle. Very interesting. Nevertheless, the crypto announcement helped juice the stock. It juiced it. It juiced our stock, boys. We've been juiced. But yeah, I think GameStop needs to close everything and just go all online. And then change their name, because GameStop has too much negative press on it. That's the only way out. Or sponsor me in NASCAR. That's the only way out as well. What's up?